It's another glorious day, my tea sippers, and you know what time it is. I hope you have all of your comforts together because it's time to dish tea. And you're dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meat.
Can't wait. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat.
Darling. And hello. What's going on, my darlings? What's going on? Woo, hey, babies, what's going on, honey? It's another glorious day, my tea sippers, that you know what time it is, darlings. So I hope you have all of your crumpets together because, darlings, it's time to dish tea. And you are dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meats. What's your tea? Okay, y'all give me a few moments because someone was asking for the link to the show. So what I'm going to do is send them to the YouTube page, because y'all know we're still trying to build up these numbers over here on YouTube, right? And things of that nature. So, all right. So be that as it may. What's going on, people? Come on up in here, baby. Let's make some things happen. And let's get it cracking, okay? Listen, it is today. Today has been it was a productive day for me, even though, I did a lot of telephone work today, and I got to get myself geared up because next week, today is the 11th, so next week, honey, we got to get a few things in order before we start getting ready for the Christmas holiday and things, and as we're trying to map out our 2022. Okay, what the hell is going on? I think I ate too much, and now I got all hateful hiccups and things. I sat up in here, and I had put some rib tips in the oven, right? And I was supposed to be doing some macaroni and cheese with it, but I just got lazy, just didn't feel it, you know, and things of that nature. And now I'm just eating the rib tips. So I just had some before I came on the air. And honey, now this thing is trying to give me um a couple of little problems. Let me turn my hotspot on because this thing said that my Wi-Fi is unstable. And put in the comments on if y'all can still see me and I'm not breaking up and carrying on. I'm just going to put my hotspot on over here so that I can have a backup. Um, and all of that. But in any case, I made the little do-I-ditties and things. So I'm sitting up here going through all this little gas. So anywho, what's on your agendas today, darling? Today's show is going to be a little that way. I'm hoping to get into a decent discussion about it because I'm calling today's show Copycat Crimes, or are we honoring a martyr? Okay. Copycat crimes, or are we honoring a martyr? Okay. And what do I mean by that, honey? How many of y'all are in have paid attention to the news? There was an article, a story that came out just a few days ago. What day is this? It's for December 8th. This came out on December 8th, 2021, where this 27-year-old man had threatened to kill up a bunch of high school students in the name of Mr. Rittenhouse, honey. Okay. Kyle Rittenhouse. Okay. He wanted to go and shoot up a bunch of kids in the name of Kyle. Okay. Now the question becomes, are we really surprised about all of this? Are we surprised that since this young man, okay, who is now 18, he's a recent 18, he was 17 when all this happened, so he was a minor when it happened, that he's been acquitted and not charged with anything. He got off saying that this was a self-defense case and blah, blah, blah. But now, are we in a place in our society and in the world where we're surprised because those who say that this is a Second Amendment thing and this is a Second Amendment right, and those of us who have the right to bear arms to defend, to protect ourselves and carrying on, are we surprised that folks are taking up the helm and making him a martyr? Okay, are we surprised? Are we really surprised? Okay, are we really surprised? We saw it coming. In fact, most of us were saying if he gets off, what this case was going to mean for the rest of the world, didn't we? Let me read this article to y'all about Mr. Mitchell Lovelace. Okay, or Lovelace. Let me call it Lovelace because to say Loveless, it might imply something else. It says here, this is coming from the New York Post, dated for December 8th, 2021. A deranged Missouri man threatened to kill students at a high school in the name of Kyle Rittenhouse, in quotes, police said. Michael Lovelace, 27, posted a Snapchat Saturday that he planned to shoot up Festus High School in honor of the Illinois teen, according to charging documents cited by the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. Rittenhouse, 18, was acquitted of all charges last month in the shootings that killed 2 men and wounded a third during the unrest in Kenosha, Wisconsin in August 2020. Lovelace, who was later arrested at his Festus home, has been charged with making a terroristic threat, according to Jefferson County prosecutors. I'm going to shoot Festus High School students in the name of Kyle Rittenhouse, Lovelace post read, KMOV reported. Another post by Lovelace warned that, quote, no wonder schools get shot. The news just proved that we can get away with it, especially if it's a expletive like Festus, end quote, charging documents read. Now, continuing on, it said prosecutors said Lovelace rather, had previously penned social media posts threatening violence against police and killing a former president, as well as his parents, and taking his own life, the Post-Dispatch reported. An attorney for Lovelace, who is being held without bond in Jefferson County Jail, did not return the request for comment late Tuesday, according to the newspaper. Festus R6 school district officials were notified of Lovelace's threat, leading them to put school resource officers on heightened patrol following the alleged threat of gun violence, KSDK reported. Okay. Okay, it says here that a Facebook profile for Mr. Lovelace from Festus indicates he attended Festus High School. The rest of the profile, meanwhile, was largely scrubbed with no post available as of early Wednesday. So then I went and scrubbed this boy's Facebook post and carrying on, right? And things of that nature. So now here we go. Okay, here we have this man, and it's interesting. Why is it? Wait a minute, let me show y'all his picture before I let this go, because I want y'all to see who the hell he is, okay? Let me show y'all who he is. This says share the screen. Share the screen. Here we go, okay? Do y'all see that? This here is the man, the 27-year-old who was making all these different posts and things, and literally said that he's going to kill folks in honor of Kyle Rittenhouse. Okay. And he has made up in his mind to say that, well, why not? You know, hell, it's obvious you could get away with it because shit, you know, as long as you're defending yourself at this time, now look at him. And then why is it that the media always want to call these type of people deranged? Okay, y'all ain't proof. Y'all have no proof of that yet. There's nothing that says that he had any kind of medication. You didn't put that in your story to say he was on any kind of medications or anything like that. So why? Okay, why are we here? Why are we now giving him the benefit of the doubt to say that he's deranged because he did all this? Now, how is it if he's that damn crazy and deranged or this, that, and the other? Why did they scrub his Facebook posts? Who had enough sense to go up in there and scrub his Facebook page to where there were no posts or anything up in there? Huh? Who did it? See, this says to me, excuse me, this says to me that it was either the lawyer's assistant, somebody in the family. Somebody went up in there and stripped that page so that there's no other incriminating evidence. Catch it now. Catch it. Because he's so deranged, right? So now the question becomes, let me throw this in y'all's corner. Where do you fit in this equation? Why is it that you think that people now are either going to have a copycat crime or going to become honoring this martyr because he got off? Because he got off. Now, I'm going to make a correlation here that may make a number of y'all upset, but it's a correlation, okay? So bear with me. Black folks, when OJ got off and white folks were mad because he didn't go to jail, are we seeing this in the same light of Rittenhouse getting off? And are we looking at that and trying to compare the two? Because the correlation that we have here is this. Here you have, when OJ got off, white folks were upset because, you know, they were like, it's obvious he did it and blah, 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 blah. Whether you believe he did it or not, the fact is that man got off, okay, when the world thought he should have went to jail, okay? Here we are here. This boy got off when the world saw, and we got video. We got video But these folks said that he was defending himself and he got off. So now here we have this correlation here. Okay. And are we making this a race thing? Because like I told y'all before, when the verdict was read, I told y'all this ain't our fight. This one here not ours. And the reason this one is not ours is because of it's strictly based on race. And I know that's going to upset some of you guys for me saying it that way. But this, as I said then, all of you who kept saying, whenever Black Lives Matter showed up, y'all said, well, all lives matter. Okay. Where the blue lives matter for the police officer who said that blue lives matter. Everybody was trying to throw stones and trying to sit down there and downplay BLM. Okay. So, okay. This young boy, okay, killed 2 white guys and injured a third. So where are all my all lives matter people at? Where's your outrage? Where are your protests? Where are your communications, honey? How come we don't have the marchers that can't understand this is a crime? How come you guys were not out there at the courthouse? Okay, saying all lives matter, blah, 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 blah. See, this is where the inconsistencies come into play at. Okay. This is where the inconsistencies come, and this is why I challenge that, because this ain't black folks. This ain't black folks. I'm saying this is not our fight because y'all need to take the helm on it. Now we'll come and rally with you. We'll march with you and carry on. We'll sit down there and we'll cry your battle cry. But this here, y'all got to take this up. Okay, can we say white on white crime? Is it appropriate for me to say this is white on white crime? Because, every time, when we say that, a lot of folks like to say that in jest or kind of like jokingly or whatever. But this is really white on white crime. And that's something that you guys are not accustomed to hearing because y'all love throwing black on black crime everywhere because black on black crime becomes a political agenda. It feeds into a political narrative. White on white crime doesn't do that, does it? It doesn't even have the same appeal. It doesn't even sound like nothing, does it? Oh, that's white on white crime. Okay, that doesn't even have any kind of appeal to it, does it? Okay, and so now this is why I'm asking: is it appropriate to go to those particular levels and to those particular lengths? Because this man here, Mr. Lovelace, is now about to honor someone. He wants to go on a killing spree to honor somebody who went on a killing spree and got off on self-defense. And yes, I'm saying he went on a killing spree because y'all know, if you don't know the court case by now, shame on you. But y'all know he left his home to come into another state to call himself trying to protect somebody else's property, all in the midst of claiming that he's there for the anti-protesting, to be an anti-protester and to protect somebody else's property. That wasn't his. He had no ties to that damn property. What the fuck are you doing here? The police had that under control. That's vigilante justice. Okay, that is vigilante, not venta, is vigilante. That is vigilante justice. Okay. And so you went there with a purpose. You went there knowing that you were there to, that something could possibly. I tell y'all this all the time. Anytime, and this is just, you may not agree with me, but my thing is this: everybody who carries the guns claims that I carry it for protection. But anytime you arm yourself, honey, then that means you are prepared for something to go down. You're not expecting anything to go down. You're prepared for something to go down, which means you went up in there already ready. It's just like a police officer. Police, they go to work with their guns, honey. They go with their guns. A security officer had that damn baton, okay? Or whatever weaponry you have. For those of y'all who carry blades and carry on, honey, why? You carry it because you say it's for my protection. But you carry it because you know that just in case something go down, I'm prepared, right? So in any stretch of the imagination, that could be considered premeditated. Because if you wasn't ready or strapped up or whatever, that means that hell, some might say, well, that's on you. You weren't prepared for it or whatever. But if I go in saying I was prepared, then that means that you've thought about this before. Okay, you've thought about it and carrying on and like, hey, let me get something on this. Him, Rittenhouse, going over here into these other people's places and stuff, acting as if he is, a self-deputized person to protect somebody else's property, honey, and you went strapped. You went strapped with the AR-15 style weapon or whatever the case may be. You went strapped, which means that you were prepared to do bodily harm, honey, and it wasn't concealed. Okay, you open carrying. You walking down as if you just as bad as the damn military police and shit. So yes, you went there to do harm. You wasn't there to protect shit. You were there to do harm. You came up in there with a specific purpose, and I don't give a fuck what nobody else say. However, they say that this was self-defense, and I will only give that to the first person that he killed. Because the first person that he killed was the one that was fighting with him with the gun and carrying on the blah, 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 and all of that. Then he ran. That's all on the video. You ran from that person after you killed him when everybody came after you saying, stop him because he just killed this guy. You ran. So ain't nothing in there saying that, honey, no. When the second guy that you killed, that wasn't a motherfucking self-defense. You ran from a crime, bitch, no. Now you're trying to sit up there and to get folks off you so you don't get caught. And then you shot the other person? No, The first one I would have said self-defense in. I'd have said self-defense on the first one, but very loosely because you came over there to fuck up. See? So now all of this is what they make the headlines, okay? And now you got Mitchell Lovelace, who is going to sit down and say he wants to go kill up folks in the school in the name of this fool. Do y'all remember when George Floyd's case was and he got off and the folks were sitting there praising him? And they were sitting down there, he went to some kind of rally or something, and them motherfuckers was getting his autograph on bags of Skittles and shit. Do y'all remember that? They gave him martyrdom and gave him all kinds of critical praise and things, talking about he was doing the right thing and protecting his community. When he wasn't supposed to. Cops told him to stand down. When he was on that motherfucking call, they told him to stand down. Your security. And you was a volunteer security officer on top of it. Okay? And they sat down there and he got off. He got off. Okay? So yeah. No. So is this what we're going to look at now? Is this what we're looking at? Okay. Now, it's rather funny that we got him being, that Mitchell Lovelace is listed as deranged. Not one time have we heard them go into his little background yet, have they? They haven't called him that he had any kind of trouble with the law yet, have they? They said his Facebook page said that he used to go to the school. Where's your dossier on who the fuck this motherfucker is? If you're willing to label him as deranged, where's the rest of the commentary or the facts or whatever information that you have about this man to prove that he's deranged? Because like they do with black folks, y'all will sit down there and will assassinate his character all in the story. Or at least had an addendum by now. This is Saturday it's 3 days. Okay. What's going on? Okay, what have you learned about this man since y'all got a name? You know what I'm saying? So that's very interesting. Okay. Very, 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 very interesting. Okay. On what we're dealing with here. So What are your thoughts about a lot of this, honey? Are we here? Are we waiting on the copycat crimes? Huh? Are we waiting? Because you know it's coming. You know damn well it's coming because this defense is going to be used again. Remember when stand your ground became the thing? Okay, the stand your ground law, because that came right after George Floyd, right? That was the whole I'm standing my ground bullshit, blah 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 blah. Okay, not George Floyd. I mean that's Zimmerman. Okay, that was part of his defense. I'm standing my ground and blah blah blah, all that bullshit. Okay, and so that became big. Now we have somebody else who was now he got already been acquitted of all of those charges because this is complete self-defense. Really? Okay, so that's how we're doing it now. Really? Okay. All right. Now let me go here. Let me give y'all this mirror image, if you will. Okay. Now I'm trying to figure out the case on this. Okay. However, how many of y'all know the name Andrew Coffey the Fourth? How many of y'all know this? Do y'all know who he is? Andrew Coffey the Fourth. Do you know where you're going to? Do you like the things that life is showing you? Where are you going to? Do you know? Okay, let's see. I'm trying to find his case completely so that we understand what's going on. Okay, here's from MSN. Okay, now for those of y'all who don't know the name Andrew Coffey, okay. Oh, Prince, did you heard about that one? Okay, let's get into it. Let's get into it. I'm reading this from MSN News. Okay, this is dated for November 23rd. Okay. Now, from what I'm understanding, this is supposed to be the same day. Isn't it the same day that this child here, that Rittenhouse, was acquitted? This is from what I'm under. Wait a minute. Let me make sure that is right. I want to make sure that's the same day, because I had something come across me that said that this happened on the exact same day. Okay, on November 23rd. Okay, so I want to make sure that we're right, because if it's not right, that's gonna fuck up my headline. Okay, because I'm going by what I saw in this particular headline. Okay. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I'm pulling it up and carrying on my ad blocker. This damn ad blocker, honey, always blocking shit. Okay. This is data for, it's not the same day. It is a few days later. This is November 19th. November 19th is when Rittenhouse was acquitted. Okay. This is dated November 23rd. So this is 4 days later. Okay. Here we have Andrew Coffey the Fourth, happens to be a black man who was found not guilty on all counts of murder and attempted first-degree murder. Okay. Well, wait a minute. They said, hold on. I'm trying to get this article was dated for them. When was November 23rd? Give me a calendar, child, because I want to make sure, because I'm trying to cross-reference my shit to make sure that we are cute. Okay. Because they're saying that give me the month now. I want to go to last month. Okay. Okay, yeah. So this is dated for November 23rd. Oh, so I guess it was. Okay, because they said November 23rd was a Tuesday. Okay. They said he was found guilty on all counts of murder Friday. That Friday would have been the 19th. So this is the same day. Okay, so this is the exact same day that Rittenhouse was acquitted. Okay, this black man was acquitted on the exact same day. Okay, now it says Coffee is accused of firing. What? Coffee is accused of firing at Indian River County Sheriff's deputies during an early morning drug raid at his home back in 2017. His girlfriend, Alteria Woods, was caught in the crossfire, shot 10 times, and later died. Coffee was charged with murder of Woods after a grand jury exonerated 2 law enforcement officers for her death. Because the case went to the jury's hands, Coffee took to the stand to defend himself, blaming deputies for his girlfriend's death. The defense said Coffee was asleep and thought the flashbang was gunfire, so he fired his gun because he thought he was under attack. I was trying to protect me and Alteria, and I thought that's what I was doing. But I feel I didn't protect her. I can't sleep with that. They killed her, Coffee said. Okay. The prosecutor said deputies did announce that they were there. They said Coffee fired at deputies and they returned fire. Okay. Coffee was found guilty on account of possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, which could have a penalty of up to 30 years in prison. He was also found not guilty in the murder of Woods. The Indian River County Sheriff, Eric Flowers, released a statement following the verdict. He says, it's disappointing that this jury did not see the tragic death of Alteria Woods occurred as a direct result of the actions of Andrew Coffey IV. Our hearts go out to Woods' family as they still suffer from a loss of their daughter, but we stand by a statement that she would still be alive here had Coffey simply complied with law enforcement, end quote. So they're still trying to throw this at him. So this happened on the same day, okay? Now, what is this sounding similar to? This is sounding similar to Breonna Taylor, doesn't it? Okay, isn't this similar to Breonna Taylor? Okay, a girl get caught in the crossfire. Now, y'all came there directly for him. Y'all knew he was asleep. So you throw the flashbang up in there. When did you announce it yourself? When did you announce that you were the sheriff? And then if you knew he was asleep, why didn't you wait to wake his ass up? Huh? Why did you not wait until he was fully awakened to know that you were the police? Okay. Why? If you're so that way, this is how he was acquitted. Okay. If you were so gung-ho on letting the folks know that you announced yourselves, why did you need the flashbang? Huh? Especially if it said, now he done testified that he was asleep. All I heard was the flashbang and I got up. That's what woke me up. Okay? Thinking somebody was kicking in my door or whatever. So I came, boom, we heard shit go off. So I'm retaliating to protect me and my woman. Okay? And then she get caught in the crossfire. Shot 10 times. So now where did it come from? Because if he's shooting that way, the bullets are coming in. Huh? He didn't shoot behind him. And then they want to go to all he had to do was comply. Really? So now I'm putting these because this happened on the same day. Because of course, you know, I'm just not hearing about this myself. I don't know the name Andrew Coffey IV. That didn't make national news. Okay. That didn't make national news at all. As a matter of fact, this is West Palm Beach. So that's Florida. Okay. This happened in Florida. Okay. So now where are we, children? Because y'all know what we were saying was, see, this is what is in the Twitter sphere. Because folks are saying, well, if Rittenhouse had been black, y'all threw the book at him and blah, 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 blah. And then, of course, this comes up in that way. If y'all going to go after Rittenhouse and carrying on, then what about this guy? Because he is black. And he got off on all his, he was acquitted of all his charges. But they say he was acquitted of all his charges. Did y'all hear that saying that he was charged with possession of a gun? He was found guilty on a count of possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, which could have a penalty of up to 30 years in prison. But he was also found not guilty in the murder of Woods. Now, here we go. Okay, you Second Amendment people. Second Amendment children, let's talk. Okay? Because here is where this is. If the Constitution gives us the right to bear arms, what takes it away? Now, a convicted felon, from what I'm understanding, the law says, and why does the law say that? That a person who has served time or is now as a convicted felon, why can't they have a firearm? That's something I need to have explained to me, because I don't know. I'm not knowledgeable in that. Okay, my research department not here. I need to understand that particular factor. If you are a convicted felon, okay, why is it that your basic right to bear arms is taken from you, especially after you've already served your time? If I've served my time and I'm out and I'm supposed to be rehabilitated, why is it that all of my rights are not granted to me? Remember, we just getting to the point where folks with records and prison records and carrying on are able to vote. Because that's one right that they took from prisoners, that you lose your voting privileges. Not while I'm on the outside. How do I lose that when I'm on the outside? When I'm on the inside, okay, right, I got all that. But if I served my time, why is it that I'm still being treated as if I'm still locked up? You see where this is going here? Why are we not advocating for our prisoners? See, I'm going to tell you why we're not advocating. Because unless it has anything to do with you, if this was a family member or whatever, or you personally, if you were the one with the record, I believe that most people don't give a fuck. They don't care because it's not them. You went to prison, okay, and blah, 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 blah. But I served my time. I did the crime, so I served my time. Now I am done. I've done what society said I'm supposed to do. So when I come back into regular world, put me out here you tell me I got to get a job. You tell me I got to take care of myself. You're not going to take care of me. So now if I'm fending for myself like a regular citizen is supposed to, why are you taking my rights from me? The right to bear arms, to protect myself. You tell me I can't protect myself no more? I'm not supposed to be able to defend myself. In this crime-ridden world like this, I'm not supposed to be able to protect myself. Really? Okay. Jobs and care, no, they're supposed to be changing that to asking you if you have a felony record or whatever. If I'm out of the system, I'm not on probation, I'm out because I've served my time, that shouldn't be your motherfucking concern. I'm here to do this job. Even if it comes on my resume, well, you got a gap in time here. Yes, I do have a gap there. Okay. I don't need to discuss that. And that's supposed to be against the law, ain't it? So how come we're not? Where are the advocates? I need to give some with people who are prison advocates. Because these are some real pertinent questions that we have to ask. And then, of course, it breaks down into states. We got to look at this state by state, because obviously something in here doesn't correlate, because every state want to do their own thing differently. I get tired of states' rights and carrying on. I really get tired of it, because here I understand that, according with the branches of government and this, that, and that, we're trying to have a check and balance system. But if we have federal policies that the Constitution is supposed to be, they're supposed to govern all of the 50 states. However, each particular state has its own constitution. Did y'all know that? For those of you who are history buffs or whatever, I'm sure that you do. For those of you who did not know that, each state has its own constitution. So what does that mean? That means that each state will govern themselves according to the law of the land based on the state constitution, right? And it has to align with the federal constitution that governs all 50 states. Somewhere there has to be some kind of alignment. But because we give states the right to advocate them for themselves and to be their own entity, they can refuse certain things. Okay, they can't refuse the Constitution, the federal Constitution, because everybody has to be in compliance with that. But at the same time, just like Governor Kemp did, as certain other governors, with the stimulus checks or whatever, and they say, okay, we're gonna give you all the stimulus, and this fool set up here cut it off. No, we're not taking the government money. No, we're not going to participate in that. Okay, we're not going to participate in expanding Medicare and Medicaid to make sure people have insurance. We're not going to do that. Okay, so states have the right to sit down there and do what the fuck they want to do. Do y'all remember, if y'all go back and look at your history, when Dr. King and them were marching in Selma and carrying on, and Alabama, the governor of Alabama was always at odds with the president at that time. That's public record. The president would say, nigga, you need to calm your ass down. He said, fuck you, Mr. President. I'm going to do what the fuck I want to do here. Because here in Alabama, we're not putting up with this. Which is why Alabama and a lot of these southern states were that way. Which is why we have this whole Confederate thing down here. The Confederate flag and all that, all these little lower states and shit down here that were part of the Confederacy, because they wanted to denounce themselves and pull apart and be their own entities, because they didn't want to abolish slavery and stuff at the time. So here in these southern regions and things, this is a lot of shit that we're dealing with. Okay, this is a lot of shit that we're dealing with. Hey, Roderick, what's going on? Wait a minute. Okay, there it is. Yes, it does. Okay, good afternoon, everyone, or good evening, honey. Okay, so here there it seems to be a little bit that way, huh? Very interesting, very, very interesting. So yeah, Andrew Coffey IV was acquitted of all his charges except for one. Okay, which still says that he may end up going to jail. Okay, which means that the way how they're telling this story on Twitter and carrying on, because they said he was acquitted of all his, just like Rittenhouse. Now he wasn't. He got one charge that he was found guilty of. So now again, here he is protecting his home, but because he's a convicted felon, that's what they got him on. Oh, you in possession of a firearm and you're a convicted felon? Where are the NRA folks at? Okay, and there's a black organization. That's the Black NRA. Okay, it's a black organization. What's the name of it, children? Hold on. I'm going to get it to you. Black Gun Group. Okay, Atlanta, because they're based here in Atlanta. Okay, I can't think of the name of it. I was trying to get this guy. The NFAC. That's it. That's it. The NFAC. No, that's not them. That's the militia. That's no fucks. That's the no fucks children, honey. Wait a minute. Here's the Black Gun Owners Association. That's it. Hold on. I'm trying to tell y'all the name of it. Okay. Yeah, they're here in Atlanta. They have another name for it though. Wait a minute, that ain't the name. I don't find the Facebook page or whatever, but there's a name, an acronym, that they have. NAGA, that's it. The National African American Gun Association. Thank you. That's the one I'm looking for. Okay. The National Association. The National African American Gun Association. NAGA. NAAGA. Okay. Now, I call on them because, hell, y'all the black-owned folks and carrying on. Where are y'all that's going to come up and say, listen, we need to go up in here and get with the politicians and say, we got to restructure this? Because there is no way, if everybody said I have the right to bear arms and this is my fundamental right to protect myself with this, that, and the other, how is it that somebody who's claiming to, they got a record or whatever, but now you're trying to tell these folks that they can't protect themselves? And now this baby here, in protecting his woman and his household, because these folks done came up in here and flash banged the damn house. Now his lady is gone. Okay, his lady is gone. So be that as it may. All right, let me do this. I'm gonna take a commercial break at this particular point, and when we come back, honey, we're gonna get into one more thing, honey. Okay.
Okay, black on. Get into it. Black on. Look at that David Ford right there. That's his thing. Black on. He don't know Tom. Look at that David Ford. That's his thing. He don't know Tom. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Oh, I can't see the demons. I can't see the demons, but I can see the light.
We are creating black luxury across this country.
Angelo Ellerby, the Henry Higgins of hip-hop, is the founder, president, and CEO of Double Exposure Media Relations. Double Exposure Media Relations is a full-service public relations, marketing, and artist development firm specializing in publicity, photography, artist promotion and artist development, makeup artistry, event production, and EPK development. Celebrating over 45 years in the industry, Angelo believes that a culture that does not take care of nor respect its artists is a culture that leaves nothing behind to appreciate. Let Angelo help you make dollars and cents of the entertainment industry. Contact Double Exposure Media Relations at 201-224-6570. That's 201-224-6570.
Hey, you want to be a part of God's plan? Look at this angel. That's right, the shine, the sheen. You can only get that at Royal Extensions. Hit us up at Royal Extensions, www.royalextensionsatlanta.com or IG Royal Extensions 20. If you want to have the same thing as God's plan, you get it right here at Royal Extensions.
All right, and we are back. If you're just tuning in, we encourage you to put your comments and stuff in the comment sections wherever you are, honey. Like, subscribe, share on all of the platforms that we are offering. As a matter of fact, wait a minute, I have not ran this banner in a while, in a little piece of a minute. So let me have y'all follow me on all of my platforms. Right there. See my link tree down there? Go to my link tree, and you have all the platforms where you can follow us, like, subscribe, share, and all of those particular shenanigans, honey. Remember, we are so trying to get this damn paper with these numbers up and carrying on town. Yeah. Y'all like my shirt? The original founding fathers. Okay. Ah. Okay. The original founding fathers. We got, wait a minute. Chief Joseph, Sitting Bull, Geronimo, and Red Cloud, honey. Okay. See that? Okay. The natives, okay. The original founding fathers of this land. I see Red that came up in here. Let me see where he look like he in his car. Red, what's going on?
What's happening, man? It's your boy, Big Red Fella, man, on the street.
Okay, man, about time.
Yeah, man, I just came from a youth development session where one of the apostles of the church brought the kids together, the young adults, and had a powwow session so they can talk and get things off their chest and get some positive narratives and directions on, you know what I'm saying, what they got going on in their lives right now in a world that's ever so chaotic, you know what I'm saying?
That should have been very, 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 very monumentally informative.
It was awesome, you know what I'm saying? And then actually, I didn't know I was going to be speaking until I got there, but of course, you know, I was asked to speak. There it is.
And there we have it. Okay. And there we have it, darling. Well, listen, I don't know if you heard what was going on thus far. We are
teenagers, you know what I'm saying? That's what they do.
Wait a minute, your sound went kind of low. Say that again.
You know what I'm saying? At the same time, you know, they got a chance to eat some good food. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Nancy Speaks for having us.
Okay. Well, all right. Oh, wait a minute. That's why you were telling me he was taking the kids. That's what the restaurant thing, right? Okay. Cutesy. Now you're starting to break up just a little bit, so let me recap a little bit for you. Okay. All right, he got to change his channel, y'all. So we're gonna get back. But nonetheless, honey, like I was saying, we're gonna get into this whole thing with Don Lemon, honey. Let's get into this thing with Don Lemon. Okay. All right, that's much better.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, we had you know, and then you know it's crazy how, you know, when you're trying to do something positive, and you know, there's always some outside entity. Like a couple of young fellas came that they wasn't a part of the church, but they were invited. You know what I'm saying, by some people that was concerned about them.
Right. And right.
It's like as soon as they were in there trying to seek something positive, they per se big homie in the street showed up to where they was at, pulled them aside and said something crazy to them or whatever. I was saying whatever he said to them, and then next thing you know, they found themselves walking up out of there with him. You know what I'm saying? They was going to do some dirt.
Oh, of course. Listen.
And I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, bruh, let them go. If they coming in there trying to doggone see something to change their direction in life, and here you come, gonna walk to the place that you know this meeting is going on to get them to take them back to the street.
Yeah. Because it's all about trying to make this money and all this kind of jazz and blah, blah, blah. But see, the beauty of this is that's what we have to have. We have to have patience because right now, introducing them to something new is going to take a minute because that's what they know. So, you know, right now, That's what they know. So that's guaranteed in their mind that, okay, I know if I go here, I know what this is all about. This here, you're trying to sell me on it, you're trying to diss me on it, whatever the case may be, and I don't know if I'm about that life,
But I'm some on my team, Princess on my team, right?
Okay.
And she made a valid point about the actual situation that we also got to take into consideration. We don't know how much the big homie dude got vested in them.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? They might be in an upside down situation where they owe.
Right. Exactly. Okay.
And the streets ain't gonna let you walk away with a bill.
Hey, hell, Bill don't let you walk away with a bill. How about that? Shit. Okay.
Well, I'm saying, the streets is a little rougher with it. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, they're a little bit more matter of factly, and things of that nature.
So,
but let's get into this. There's an accusation with Don Lemon of CNN. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, we know. Yeah, go ahead. We was waiting on this.
Yeah, and I'm going to read this because this is dated for November 8th. Okay. And this is this is the New York Post article. November 8th, but it's taken, we hadn't heard about it or whatever, but now that Chris Cuomo got fired and carrying on, this is the wheels of this is starting to get some teeth and carrying on. So what is happening says that a man who accused CNN's Don Lemon of assaulting him in a Hamptons bar 3 years ago, mind you, 3 years ago, claimed that the alleged behavior could be part of a quote-unquote pattern. Accuser Dustin Heiss made the comments on Monday's The Megyn Kelly Show, even as Lemon's attorney have fought back against Heiss's lawsuit in court filings, accusing the ex-bartender of withholding texts, deleting social media posts, and hiding a witness who contradicted his claims. Heiss claimed in his suit that Lemon had put his hand down his own pants, rubbed his private parts, and then shoved his fingers in Heiss's face.
Okay.
Quote, anybody that acts like that in public without any fear of what it might do to somebody or the consequences it may have, that's a pattern, end quote. Heiss told host Megyn Kelly after she asked if it seemed that this was something he had done before. Quote, I won't be surprised, Heiss added. He's protected by the fact that he's African-American, gay. He's an African-American gay male on television, and I'm just some nobody, end quote. Lemon is gay and married, while Heiss said in the interview he is heterosexual. Neither CNN nor Lemon's attorney returned a request for comment from the Post on Monday, but a network spokesperson had previously painted Heiss as a CNN hater looking for a payday. Quote, the plaintiff in this lawsuit has previously displayed a pattern of contempt for CNN on his social media accounts, end quote, the spokesperson told USA Today in a statement in 2019. This claim follows his unsuccessful threats and demand for an exorbitant amount of money from Don Lemon, end quote. Attorneys for Lemon have outlined a lengthy discovery process in court filings that saw Heiss allegedly admit to deleting numerous social media posts. Lemon's legal team also said Heiss indicated in text to the key witness in the case that there could be a financial reward for testimony corroborating his story. But the witness, a friend who was at the bar with Heiss, apparently said in a deposition that he wasn't sure Lemon actually put any physical contact with Heiss. Text messages uncovered from a third witness during discovery showed Heiss posing with a lemon in front of his crotch, in front of Lemon's home. A second photo in a recent court filing shows Heiss and the key witness rolling on Lemon's driveway. That witness, who didn't back up Heiss's version of events, was not put forth as a potential witness by Heiss' attorney, Lemon's court filing said. Okay, so Heiss, who was a seasonal bartender at the Old Stove Pub in Sagaponack, I guess I'm saying that right, joined some co-workers after work and ended up at the Murph's Backstreet Tavern. Heist said he recognized the CNN anchor and called to the bartender for 2 lemon drop drinks in a plate on lemons on the host's last name. Heist claimed he was being cordial, quote unquote. I didn't mean anything derogatory towards it, he told Kelly, but as soon as he said, I'm just trying to have a good time, I just walked away. Lemon's attorney said in court, in a court filing, that Heist taunted Lemon and, quote, repeatedly yelled, end quote, across the bar, but that the host declined. Heist claimed Lemon came up to him several minutes later and confronted him, then launched his vulgar attack. The ex-bartender also claimed Lemon asked several times, "Do you like pussy or dick?" during the alleged incident. Lemon's attorney said in his response to the lawsuit that CNN host is, quote, often subjected to racist and homophobic harassment and denied any assault. So, okay. Now, let me show y'all the pictures that they had, because they got pictures up here. Now, here's the thing. How are y'all in his motherfucking driveway? Okay, that's what I'm trying to get. You said y'all got pictures of y'all in the man's driveway. Okay? So why? Y'all see this? Now, this is the first picture of him at Lemon's house with the lemon at his crotch. So I guess, lemon head, suppose whatever that's supposed to mean. I know what that means. Lemon suck your dick or whatever. Okay. And then you got this. Now, y'all up in here, look at this. With your legs up and carrying on. Okay. In his driveway. This is supposed to be Lemon's driveway. Now, this one is supposed to be the witness. The bigger guy is the witness. Okay. Now, these are the posts that y'all deleted, but somehow, they found them. Now, this is the dude. He claimed he's straight. Okay. And okay, yeah. He claimed he's straight, honey. All right. Okay. All right. I'm gonna let you have that because that's what you say. All right.
If I can clock your teeth from a photo.
Okay. So now, right, that's criminal trespassing. He should have been arrested. Exactly. But apparently, see, they wasn't expecting those photos to show up because apparently he done went and deleted shit. Okay, you done deleted shit from your social media and carried on. You done deleted it. Okay, so you thought. But if they wanted to go through and make a real case of this, honey, that all that shit is encrypted. And Facebook still got they got the algorithms of all of that shit. They can go pull that shit back up because they're not completely gone. I don't care how you delete it; it's not complete. Nothing is ever completely gone because it leaves a footprint behind. Okay, so hey, Rose, what's going on, girl? What's going on? Okay, so the question is, here's where I am with all of this, because it's real easy, and I know as a gay man, I have to be mindful and down at my donut factory and carrying on, because working in security, especially when I'm dealing with females, and I don't have a female witness. It's real easy for somebody to want to sit down there and start some shit. Okay. Real easy. Okay. And my sexual orientation would have nothing to do with it if she wants to sit down there and want to jam me up or hem me up or whatever the case may be. Okay. And would have nothing to do with anything. And so the question becomes here, why is it that we have gotten to the point where everybody's trying to look for a quick dollar? Why is it that folks always trying to find that angle? And then it takes so much time. See, this is where the calculation comes in for me. Because you want to sit down here and say, okay, this is what happened to me. And, orchestrate it and calculate it, this particular, all the content of this. To now, what you think you're finna get out of it? You got to hire lawyers. You got to pay for court time and this, that, and the other. Is it really worth it? Is it worth it? You know? And then why is it, I guess this goes back to the laws. Why is it that the laws are so that way to where folks can find these kind of loopholes and exploit it?
You got to remember the laws are set up for certain people to lose, but when they did that, they didn't expect certain people that they was having lose to become so educated.
Listen, I've always said that the laws are set up for the criminals, because there's always been a loophole for a criminal to get out of some shit. Okay, except
let me ask you a question. You become a multi-millionaire, right?
Right.
You get a big ass estate, 11 bedrooms, 8 baths.
Right.
You need a security team to watch your home. Do you want the dog? You want the guy that was a criminal before that knows exactly how to break into a property like that, that's changed his life? Or you want the guy that went to school and read everything out of a textbook?
How about that? Okay. Come on now. Okay. Now that's gospel right there.
Yeah.
That's gospel right there. Can't fuck with that one.
Right.
Okay, can't fuck with that one.
All right, camera switch.
Okay.
Huh.
Okay.
Camera switch.
All right. He done made it to the house, y'all. He going to get in the house and come up to the to the camera in the house. So now here we are, children. Here we are. Okay. Oh, my nose is itching. Okay, somebody coming over. But it's my right nostril, so it's a man. Shit. Okay. Don't y'all love their superstitions? Okay. So now I'm going back to we're trying to understand what all this is, honey. Trying to understand why have we allowed ourselves to take the do we see this as an easy road? Do we see lawsuits and canon as an easy road? Or are we looking for fame and fortune and things? Are we looking for? Because I look at this to happen 3 years ago, supposedly, right? And I think I remember when it first aired or whatever, that when this first time Don was up against something or whatever, and the thought of him saying that Donna went into his pants, rubbed on his junk, honey, come back up, and then took his hand and put it in that man's face to smell his scent, kind of thing. Really? That seems so out of character, number one, for him. But I don't know him like that because I just know the television personality, right? But then again, that it just doesn't make sense. Okay, it doesn't make sense because it just doesn't. It doesn't add up. Oh, none of that adds up. So I'm having a hard time with that one. I'm having a hard time. And Leah, you're right. Criminal trespassing or whatever. Okay, so are we building a case? Okay, are we building a case around this? Because you done just incriminated yourself. See, again, y'all going to erase shit off the damn internet again because you done said some shit. See, you done some shit. See. And now you don't want to get caught up, but yet you want to force the idea of wanting to go to court. You want to force this idea. And now you're trying to cover up shit. Okay. So I'm having issue with this. I'm having issues. I'm not understanding, how this works. How it's supposed to work. Because in my book, it doesn't work like that. And we have allowed ourselves to accept it. Instead of correcting it. and things of that nature. So that's very, very interesting. Very interesting. And then as the LGBT community, okay, the alphabet children. Alphabet children, honey, why do we allow ourselves or give folks the is it our own fault? Do we give people the ammunition to go after us like that? He's a successful man. He's a black man, a light-skinned black man who everybody know he has a white husband. This white man is sitting up here looking at this and carrying on, as a possible means of whatever, Don's invitation to the cookout, honey, is constantly getting revoked. He earns it. We give okay, yeah, okay, you can come, but you can't bring nothing. You're not allowed to bring no dishes or nothing. Okay. Or then they put him on paper products. No, you bring the cups and the napkins and shit. Okay. You don't bring no food. Okay. No, you don't bring nothing to the cookout. Okay. But you can come. Okay. We'll feed you and fatten you up a little bit, honey. Get you back to your roots. Y'all know how we do. Y'all know how we do when we do shit. When folks, one of us do shit that everybody disapprove of. So now everybody want to try to bring you back to your roots and shit, Okay. So that be that. I'm gonna give you an opportunity to come on up in here and talk. I was talking about at the top of this, we were talking about folks who were doing this whole thing of the guy Mitchell Lovelace, who was trying to shoot the school up in the name of Kyle Rittenhouse. And again, I put out there for the NRA and for NAGA, the National Association, the National African American Gun Association. Where are y'all? Okay. Where are y'all so that we can sit down and make sure that that these supposed gun laws or whatever are either enforced, the ones that's already on the books, or that we do better with vetting this shit out? Because again, now I also talked about the black guy. His name was Andrew Coffey IV. On the same day that Rittenhouse was acquitted, he was acquitted, okay, of murder. Now, what happened? He's in Florida, West Palm Beach. He said he was awakened to the flash of the flash bang or whatever. The cops came, fucked up his house. He leaps and grabs his gun because he's thinking he's being attacked. He fires. They fire back. His girl gets killed. She got shot 10 times. Okay. But what happened, he was acquitted of the murder because they didn't charge him with the murder. But they got him for being a convicted felon with having a gun. Okay. So.
What? Okay. All right.
Okay. So they convicted him on the charge of him being a convicted felon in possession of a firearm. Okay. So again, I'm at the point of why is it, and we need to look at this. Why is it that once you've served your time and you're on the streets, okay, not on any papers, that your basic right of protecting yourself is being taken away from you? How come we haven't fought to erase that or to change that? Because now you're saying that I've done my time, I've paid my debt to society. Now you take away my voting rights, you take away my right to protect myself. At the time, businesses can still sit up here and deny me employment. You don't make it feasible for me to get back into everyday life.
Well, this is what happens when the situation where people get institutionalized and not rehabilitated.
Oh, now that's a show.
You're right.
That's a show. Institutionalized versus rehabilitation.
Right, because the actual prison system was built in the very beginning and formulated as a government entity built on rehabilitation. But when they found out it was a way to control the urban communities and keep their foot on your neck, quote unquote.
Right.
They turned it into a civilian entity where you and I can get grants and open up a prison, and it became a business and no longer a government facility.
Exactly.
That's what happened. So now that it became a business, they pushed it out there to the point where these doggone businesses are built like corporations. They hobnob and they rub elbows with these major places.
Right.
And though they're doing is they're building slaves. You get out, you can't get nothing, but we'll pay you to go over here and do this for this little bit of money just so you can stand on your own feet. They push you to the communities. And I'm going to tell you something. You got some warehouses that's on those lists of places to work. But what you don't know is they don't go directly through the company because the company will lose their insurance. They go through employment
temp agency. Yeah.
And what it is when they go through a temp agency, it's 3 people got their hands in, and it's sad because the company gets the people. They don't have to give them no insurance, none of that.
Right.
The temp agency, if we got 100% of one check, it has to be split by the temp agency, by the prison reform program,
right,
and the person working for it. So a lot of them jobs, when you think you're doing good at $18 an hour, that job really pays $30.
Right.
So now you got 10,000 people across America. That's just this rounded number. It's way bigger than that, but 10,000 people doing 80-hour checks, and $5 an hour of that belongs to you because you set up a program for somewhere for them to go after you already done made almost $80,000 a year for them being in your facility per year.
Okay.
It's called the doggone what I call it, the monetary figure 8 trap.
Okay.
You never stop becoming something lucrative once you become a criminal.
Oh, right.
But we're gonna make sure that we treat you like you're worthless, so you don't have sense enough to get out that figure 8.
Okay. Baby. Woo. Well, I would love to see, and I need to reach back out to the guy who created Naga, because I want him here. Okay. I want him here so he can answer this question for me directly. We have these things. Maybe we don't know that you have programs in place already, that probably need some kind of some kind of push, some kind of something,
There's no marketing and branding behind anything that's good and change.
Oh, that is so good, Red. Damn, that's good.
You understand what I'm saying? There's nothing.
That's good. That's real good right there.
Because believe it or not, here it is. I'm not a felon. You know what I'm saying? And I know that there's 200 major companies in the United States that hire felons. But do they advertise?
Exactly. That part. Right.
And I keep trying to explain to you, Meech. I say it all the time. Hit the road, I start speaking. I told you I'm going to need security.
Okay. That's real good right there. Damn, that's good. Okay, now listen. Let's have a little bit of fun, y'all. We got a few minutes left. And I want to have a little bit of fun with you. So I went to the cards. Y'all know everything. And I decided, I said, well, I'm not going to put up in here. I'm going to pull from the damn cards or whatever. Because every time I put up in there and said we're going to do the cards, we never get to the cards. So I just pulled something randomly. We're going to do the self-love edition of the, this is tonight's conversation cards, the Ace Metaphors cards. This is the self-love edition. Okay. I decided we'd go into that because, we always, all the other ones, the after dark, the date night, relationships, that's always about everybody else. So I'm going to start with, this one. And y'all feel free to put y'all answers in the comments. I'll put them up here and read them, okay? So this particular question says, and this is up under the title of expectations. As a child, is this how you imagine your life would be? If not, is it better or worse? Explain it.
Yeah. Well, can I
I'll
touch on
repeat it. Hold on. Let me give it again. I'll repeat it. So that way
Yeah.
folks can have time to think about it.
Yeah.
Okay. As a child, is this how you imagine your life would be? If not, is it better or worse?
Well, I just so happen the reason I haven't answered this because I've had this conversation recently.
Okay.
I spoke with an elder in my family about the subject.
Mm-hmm.
Now, people who don't really know me, my family out of Chicago, that's where I'm born and raised. Most of my family, all but my father and my aunt, but count my grandmother and my mother on his side and my uncle, all retired from Campbell Soup.
Oh, wow.
My grandmother had a double retirement. She retired from Campbell Soup and Woolworth.
Oh, not Woolworths, child. Come on.
Yeah, she retired as a manager from Woolworth and a lead supervisor, a line supervisor at Campbell Soup. Now, it was protocol that when you graduated high school, you could literally walk right into Campbell Soup, being on the Teamsters and full benefits and making grown folk money.
Wow. Okay. Come on now.
But when it was my turn, anybody who followed those type of corporations, Campbell Soup in the city of Chicago got shut down.
Okay.
Once I did my history facts on it,
Uh-huh.
out of the 3 Campbell Soup facilities in the United States of America, that was the highest paid one.
Mm.
You think they would have shut it down because they were spending more money in wages there in one of the number 1 facilities, because that was like the turnkey for everything. The other ones were just
Okay.
hood. But that wasn't why they shut it down, Meech. That was a segue to why they shut it down.
Okay. Here we go.
The plant was 86%, and this is something I read, Afro-American ran, making all that money.
Lord have mercy.
So the one in Cali and the one in Ohio making less money than all them niggas. Oh, we can't have that. So that pulled that rug right from under my feet the year of my graduation.
Wow.
Because my granddaddy had so much pull there. He told him that I was going to be the next foreman. And my Uncle Stanley walked in the door, running a line. And when they found out he knew something about chemicals, he learned how to run 3 lines, and he was a foreman in 3 months. No wife, no kids. You know how his checks look. So imagine me fresh out of high school making $70,000 a year.
Right.
With no responsibilities. They got snatched right from up under my feet. But during the snatching, you know what I'm saying, the world also threw the dice at me and snatched both my parents. So now I'm in a scramble because I got 2 siblings. I'm the oldest. One of them, his father took him and snatched him and took him off, raised him in St. Louis. The other one, she wasn't even old enough to have a full relationship with my mother.
Mm.
And my grandmother ended up with her. Way too old to be raising a child, a baby.
Right, right.
But she did a hell of a job because you know who my sister is today.
Yeah.
Awesome job. And I had to make a decision. So instead of me waiting around for them colleges to get back to me, I took off to the service. I had to get somewhere where I can get an education, a trade real fast, and be learning and making some money then immediately, because I knew my grandmother's money and the hustle she had going on. It wasn't enough.
Right.
You know, and these are things like my sister, she was too much of a baby to even understand or even know, you know what I'm saying? I had a proud grandmother. And she can handle things, you know what I'm saying? Whether you helped her or not. But even at that age, I knew that wasn't all on her. But you know what I'm saying? It took a long time for my sister, probably. I don't know if she totally realized it, whether, but she had walked around for years resenting me, thinking I left them and took off.
Wow, that's big.
But I didn't. I conformed to make sure that I was in a position to step up to the plate when I was needed. And people don't know. And you know, my sister probably, if she sat down and put the math together, she probably realized, like, well, wait a minute, how did Granny do this, that, and the other? And how did we, you know what I'm saying? This and that, this and that. Wait a minute. Yeah, he did buy Granny a car. Yeah. Like, wait a minute. Granny had surgery and had to have 30 days rest and all that. He did take 30 days out the military and came and took care of me and got me. You got to remember, I took you back and forth to recitals, school, and everything. Who was combing your hair in the morning, getting you dressed?
Right.
She was too young to remember all that. I didn't hold it against her. When I found out that was one of her, that resentment she was carrying, I didn't hold it against her because she didn't know no damn better.
She didn't know, right.
But again, I felt like had I got Campbell soup, what I was, you know what I'm saying, betting on, I'd have been able to go to a local college, make hella money, and been right there, and I'd have been able to afford a big house with my grandmother, my sister, and I'd have got my brother back. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of decisions I made through my life, wife after wife, and then the promiscuity and all that, was based on the trials and tribulations that I went through. Because I myself had a lot of resentment. You know what I'm saying? You can build a cold heart. Life will build a cold heart.
Honey.
And it'll make you make decisions that you know better. You know better. And you should be ashamed of. But it'll make you make decisions because you don't care, because you carrying a lot of hurt around. So why not hurt somebody else?
Okay.
So, yes, I think if things would have went the way I wanted to, my life probably would have been better. But at the same time, the things that I have learned, Meech, I'm not going to never slap the Lord in the face. I thank him every day I wake up.
Baby, listen.
And he writes my script. And the things that I've been through is my testimony. And life has taught me how to pray. You know what I'm saying? Somebody asked me one day, how do you pray? I said, look back at your life and start talking to God.
Hello.
So, yes, I've done a lot wrong. I've done a lot right. But I've always had a good heart in everything I did. So, guess what? Thank the Lord, and I am happy with my life. It might have took more than one wife to get there, but I believe those were relationships, and I have a wife now.
That's good. Oh, that's real good right there. Well,
because the things I did to the others, you don't do to your wife.
Right.
So,
Well, that's real good. Real good. Okay. Now for me, uh, is this the life that I wanted for myself? No. Okay. It's not, but it's mine. Okay. We say that it's kind of like when you move into a new house. It may not be the house that you wanted, but it's yours. You got a place to stay. You got a roof over your head.
You gotta own it.
You got a home, honey. You're not out here scraping and struggling and carrying on, child. You ain't got nothing to lick of furniture in this bitch, but it's my. I gladly sleep on these floors because it's mine.
Yep.
The way how I had envisioned my life when I was a kid, before I knew anything about entertainment and carrying on, when I was a kid, I've always thought that I thought I was going to be someone that was going to make a lot of money. Now I don't know exactly what. My mother was into banking and she was in the banking system and stuff. My father used to work for the car companies. But I've always been the smart one, so I knew I was going into something. Now, quiet as it's kept, accounting had interested me, okay, because it was, and I'm gonna tell you why. It was my very first accounting teacher. What's his name? Sandy Duncan, I think so. And I used to I remember him because I was in the 6th or 7th grade. And he used to always get his hands manicured. Okay. And I loved how he used to write with his pen. He always had a fine point pen. And his penmanship was just everything. And how he carried himself was just everything, right? And I looked up to that. And then when I got to high school, and in the 9th grade, I can't think of what her name was. I just remember her very feminine, very soft, she used to wear her hair in a little cute little bob, very just business fish out here. Oh, I'm telling you, she was a business dial, okay? Wonderful suits and carrying on. And she too used to sit down there and write with the fine point pen and all this, that, and the other. So accounting would have been my thing, I think. And probably because my mother was in the bank, and I just correlated that, huh? Okay, I just correlated that. Okay. And then it was also the business world because I've never seen myself working in anybody's plant or nothing like that because as a child, I could not stand man's hands. All that grease and gunk up on it, I couldn't stand all that, and I still can't. Okay.
Now I'm tickled about.
What?
Quick thing. My first love. Her dad was a master mechanic, right? And he did cars out of the garage. And when I used to come visit her, courting, come spending time with her. But I used to show up in my white cross colors, jeans outfit, and my doggone pretty boy hairdo. And the first thing he used to say when he see me, he said, "Boy, I like your style." He said, "But I think you come over here pretty and clean, so you don't have to come out in the garage with me."
Right. Okay.
And I'd be looking at his hands like, "Yeah, I'm not trying to look like that.
I'm not trying to look like that." Hello, I couldn't stand that shit. Oh, that made, and men's hands were everyday loofahs, all them damn calluses and shit. I said, "Oh my God." I couldn't, and I still can't stand that shit. I can't stand that shit.
Man, I used to do my nails and put clear on when I was in high school.
When I got to
they used to always say I had girl legs.
Yes, me too.
So but I didn't care because guess what? Call me pretty, call me stuck up. Just know that you don't want to get knocked the fuck up.
Okay.
Because pretty niggas fight.
When I found out that my passion for the arts and theater and drama and carrying on, and also my passion for helping people, I've been doing this all of my life. So far back as to kindergarten, because when folks would try to argue and carry on, I was always the peacemaker. And I remember my teacher used to have me go outside with folks, and I would sit down there, settle fights and that kind of stuff, like a counselor of some jazz or whatever.
Mhm.
I have been doing this all of my life. Okay. And so I've always, but I when I got into the arts, I thought this was going to be just a thing, and I'm very big on wanting to be, an actor and this, that, and the other. However, there were some risks that I had taken on the local level that I wasn't able to take on a bigger level because all of my high school friends, they left me. They left me in Detroit. Them bitches went to California. Okay, they went to California for that struggle. That includes my very first gay son, Pete, Nikki from Brownstone, Dwayne Barnes, he's best known as the crackhead from Menace to Society. Yeah, all of us were in the same drama class. Okay. Travion, y'all may not know her, but she became a publicist. All of us were in the same high school drama class. They left my black ass in Detroit. Okay. And they hit it. Okay. And we were supposed to be doing all this together. But at that time, I was my mindset was I couldn't leave my family because I the oldest as well, helping my mother raise my siblings. Mama, was in and out of hospitals and stuff. At that time, we had went from being an upper middle class family to being a welfare family because mama became disabled. She and daddy got divorced, so that had me to step up and to do what mama couldn't do because she was sick and we had, run her to the hospital. So, we had to take care of the kids. And when I got my very first job, where it was actually paying some money, all I started doing was putting that back in the house. I wanted to make sure we had the components set and televisions and, to make the house look good or whatever. I was all, that was me. And over the time, that became what I started doing. So now we got folks living with me and carrying on. The House of Divinity that got started. Everything about that particular kind of lifestyle became who I am and grounded me and this, that, and the other. I've never been. I think this is probably the most I've ever made on my job. Okay. And you talking about I'm barely at what 32,000.
Matter of fact, speaking of your job, you see what shirt I got on?
What? Okay, right.
No, you know where I've been.
Okay.
Yeah, I got called.
How I've been able to do it all this time, honey, has only been through the grace of God. Because at what I believe my faith to be, because $32,000 ain't no money, and this is gross. This ain't net.
You gotta be.
Okay.
You gotta. I tell people a lot. So you look at life, right? You gotta look at it and not what people can do for you. What you can get. You gotta look at life based on what will cause you futuristic growth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you want to instill your time into something, it's like time and money should be investments.
Exactly.
And if you put time into something, don't put time into something for right now. Put time into something for later on.
Okay.
And it's hard to tell these young folks this. Just like tonight, when I ended my talk tonight with these young folks, I told you I ended up having to speak.
Yeah.
I told them, anything you ever so desire in life is worth fighting for. But don't fight so fast you fall out from swinging so much. Take your time and walk to wealth. Anybody can run to riches.
Hey, say it.
But you can walk to wealth. And when you walk to wealth, you have more energy left to continue that walk.
Mm-hmm.
But I told you, your rich days on Monday are your broke days on Tuesday.
Ooh. Say it now. Say it.
And
Am
you
I
should have seen if you
at
seen
this
Apostle
particular
look at me.
point?
You should have seen how Apostle looked at me because he didn't expect me to go down through there.
Right.
But I felt like I seen the souls of them, some of them in the room, and two of them being mine, and I know how their minds work. And I'm looking at these other young ones, and I'm going, somebody got to save these kids, man.
Oh. Okay, cue up anime, honey. Miss Natalie called anime, honey.
Man, a little girl and a great big world.
Cue up anime, damn it. Do you know that's something? Listen. Oh.
And I used to wonder why when that song used to come on, I used to lose my ever-loving mind.
Child, because, oh, God.
It got in your soul.
And it still does. That just listening to the lyrics of that song. And see, then when at the time when I was working the host stroll in Detroit, all of the gay spots that were on the stroll, I used to do security for at one particular time or another. So all the girls who used to work knew me, you know, because I was all the gay spots I had worked at them from time to time. And just the thought of that, you know, how the girls were out there, you know, because you know a lot of them. And this is the trans girls, honey, who are transitioning. They couldn't get into mainstream because you know a lot of them who were not passable or whatever, you know, whatever the case may be, you know, the society was not as kind as it is now, and that's saying a lot because it still is not as kind as it need to be. But that song there would just send me over because we lost a lot of girls out there. I used to watch them get beat up and carrying on, you know, in cars, or how they would jump on the trade. They would beat the jobs up and shit, you know, trying to. Oh,
I used to say, I tell people all the time, you know, I'm an old school music person, and two songs that I think still today speaks to these young girls, and it's Annie Mae and Olivia.
oh,
Oh my God.
oh! You know what? You're gonna make me put that on the list, child. I forgot all about that damn song.
Yes, because Olivia, because if you really listen to the lyrics of that song and how it's ministering to these young girls. And you say, like, if you hear some, listen close, they're calling you, and then all of a sudden this fool go, Olivia. You know what I'm saying? It was so dramatic how they arranged that song. You know what I'm saying? You lost and turned out, and your family's looking for you. It's trying to tell you somebody loves you.
See, lost and turned out.
Say, what is this world coming to? So many of them are used and abused. And it says there are over 1 million girls lost in this world.
Lost and turned out, honey. Oh, that's the Whispers, child. But oh,
that them two songs touch you, man. They touch you in a way.
It just does. Oh my God. Okay. Wow. See, you know what? This deck is dangerous because see, it sends you there. This self-love edition deck, honey. Yeah. It takes root, and then damn it, when it branches out, honey, it takes us everywhere. Okay.
But that's a powerful tool because just after we used it a few times only, I had spoke about that, and I was saying I don't know how I want to orchestrate it, but I want I want a live and in-person session of adults, 'cause, you know, 'cause, you know, you know, you hear some, listen close, they're calling you, and then all of a sudden this fool go, Olivia, Olivia. You know what I'm saying? If you hear some, listen close, they're calling you, and then all of a sudden this fool go, Olivia, Olivia. You know what I'm saying? adults at a table.
Mm-hmm.
And I want them cards. I want to flip the cards and have open forum discussion, but I want the cameras rolling.
Oh, darling, that's coming. Now you see you in my head. That's coming because see that there. We'll talk about how to structure that because I think I got it.
And now that I'm taking my walk where I've been waiting so long to get to my spiritual walk. But could you imagine having pastor or apostle involved in that conversation? Because then they would have to be not of the clergy, but of the human.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's what I love about my people at the church, because they know how to be that. They don't have the expectation of being a pastor, an apostle when they were trying to hit the room. That they don't, you know what I'm saying?
You know, because she's not being caught up in the deity of what that means.
Yeah, and what I like about like apostle, he's trying to save some of these youth, and he's not downing what's new. Heck, he's trying to learn how to do TikToks with the kids.
Right.
Which I'm trying to tell him, do you not understand, a man of your stature, if they pull a little dancing TikTok and he get in there with him and do the exact same move, it's going to go viral. It's going to be 1 million hits on that.
Okay.
And then it's going to be the copycats of the clergy.
Okay.
But which is not a bad idea, because what they're going to do is going to draw clergy leaders closer to the youth in their ministry.
Okay. How about that?
See, some things can be a powerful tool without you even trying.
How about this?
Huh?
I said, yeah, because watch this, because we're finna go into another question.
Come catch this.
Because you're talking about powerful too. This is under the guise of self-worth, okay? And the question is what you accept from others what you think you deserve?
Nope. Not all the time. Nope.
Okay, I'll do that one more time. Is what you accept from others what you think you deserve?
Cupcake started yelling, nope, not all the time, walked off.
Okay. That's a knee-jerk reaction because, you know, she's just getting off that damn phone line and shit.
Well, I tell you what. Can I be petty?
Do what you feel.
Okay. I'm going to put it like this. Those of you that owe me money and owe people money close to me, that I know that you be trolling and watching us on the show, this goes out to you. You have made some moves to people who have stepped up and done more for you than your family has ever done.
Mm.
And for you to have the audacity to not appreciate it and try to even work something out with people, karma's coming. And I'm going to tell you now, I don't want to hear it. Because one thing about this right here, my man already spoken into existence. This is a new syndicate over here. And we will collect. So what you doing? I don't, they don't, we don't, and we won't. We don't deserve it.
Okay.
So I feel like, Meech, I have this thing I've always said. I'm real calm because I'm nice first.
Mm-hmm.
But the minute you slap my hand or come disrespectful when I've shown you nothing but kindness,
You locked the door by accident. The top lock.
you understand?
Mm-hmm.
If you come to me derogatory, negative, Give me all the attitude, conniving, manipulative. I don't deserve that.
Right.
I don't deserve that. So I'm gonna be honest with you. I think it's probably, if I'm counting right, I probably got 5 fingers and 5 people in my life that gives me the return on what I deserve.
Okay.
Well, and I'm just not trying to be funny, but girl, you look like you 21 years old.
Here's what this is for me. The question says, is what you accept from others what you think you deserve? Hell no, I don't think I deserve this shit.
Right. You don't.
Okay. No, I don't think I deserve it. What it is.
Now, who said we accepted it?
Huh?
Who said we accepted it?
Well, here's the whole point. I think we end up accepting it with reluctance, because a lot of times it's all about trying to keep the peace, you know, trying not to keep from getting upset, trying not to keep negative energy in a space, you know. Again, I go back to the whole idea of saying that, you know, I get tired of always being the understanding one, you know, but I won't call it, I call it a blessing because I'm able to have foresight. I just call it, I would never call a blessing a curse because it never is a curse. What it is inconvenient. Okay. Because damn it, there'll be times where I don't want to be understanding right now. Okay. Right. I want to be mad and pissed and go the fuck off like everybody else does at times. But there are moments where, you know, because I'm understanding this, I got, you know, and because I have the foresight into it, I end up caring more about you than what the fuck it is you care about me. And that there sometimes it I won't say it destroys me. What it does is that it puts me in a position to where I'm where I am now, you know, to where I'm like, okay, how did I get here? You know, when I look at my bank account and about all the money that I have set up here and have given away, this is how, and I know it's a blessing because I just told y'all just a few moments ago, I don't know how in the hell I've been able to work. I mean, to make and live off of $32,000 a year. And this is this job is the first job that I had to where I'm getting this kind of money. I've always been at $24,000-$25,000 a year. Okay.
Well, guess what? I'm gonna tell you this, and I'm gonna hope you understand what I'm saying. All right. You have to apply pressure sometimes, but the best thing to do is what we have done. When people think the people they owe have moved out the neighborhood or their problems have went away,
right.
If I ignore it, it'll go away.
Right.
Every time that happens, some form of something arises. So what I'm going to say to you is this. The big one, the big situation, right?
Yeah.
Just happened to be cleaning the other day, correct?
Yeah.
And found that I possess. Hey, bring them here. Yeah. This is what got me, right? It was so funny. Diamond was walking in right here when I said it. You know what that is?
I think so.
So, it's not kidnapping when it's a vehicle, right?
Okay.
A ransom is a ransom. Yeah.
Hot damn.
Because they have totally forgot about that extra.
Right. So bada boom. It's amazing. It really is amazing. You know, I guess the question becomes the other question to that, because they say, do you deserve it? I guess the question becomes, why did you accept it? You know, and the thing of it is that, like I said, like I was saying before, oftentimes we accept it because it's a peacekeeper. You know, oftentimes, you know, we haven't gotten to that breaking point, you know, and et cetera, et cetera. So I'm like, yeah, do I deserve it? Hell no. Hell no. Okay, you know, and this is to exclude the things that have been good and righteous and reciprocal and carried on. Because we know those things that have done us justice and stuff, but we also know those things that have not. And when you look over your life, like I said, I'm a walking blessing. I'm a walking miracle. And I really believe that it's because of how I treat people and because of some of this shit that I accept and carrying on. Okay. At the same time, you know, you have those moments, those human moments where you say, Lord, can I just get a reprieve, honey? Can we just stop the madness somewhere, honey? Can we stop it and start over? Or, you know, just erase my slate clean from all this, you know? So that I can replenish my own self, because oftentimes when you're carrying the load for so many people, okay, when you're carrying the load, it becomes not necessarily hard and difficult, but it just becomes time consuming. It becomes to a point where it is taken for granted. It is expected. It is then here's the thing: it's expected with conditions. Because how about this? How about the time when you being the understanding one, and then somebody give you they ass to kiss like you did something wrong? See, that's where the bullshit come into play, because I'm like, bitch, wait a minute. There is no motherfucking way that you should ever raise your motherfucking voice at me. I had to tell that to an ex-roommate of mine. He's passed on. We got into this horrible argument one time, and this motherfucker came out here and said, bitch, fuck you then. And I said, you what? And I almost knocked his ass out that motherfucking wheelchair, and it took everything in me not to hit him. But I said, motherfucker, as long as you stay black and on this side of motherfucking creation, that expression better not ever come out your mouth to me again. And I'm the only motherfucker here taking care of your shit. You can't get nobody to come over here and wipe your motherfucking ass, bitch. And you want to say, well, fuck you then, bitch, to me? No, you won't. No, the fuck you won't. And if you act like your mouth was gonna make that sentence again, bitch, I'll knock the shit out your ass. I'm the only somebody up in here taking care of you. The only somebody who gives a damn about your fickle ass. And this is what you want to give me?
People are strange, bro. Didn't I tell you certain folks have been in my residence and literally raised their voice at me like I was living with them?
That not
I'm like, wait a minute. Here it is, you only give me enough money to eat Chinese food twice a week. And you call yourself gonna raise your voice to me in my home? Who doing who the favor?
Right.
So it's been a lot
because that becomes the whole thing. Because if I ever decide to pull rank,
right?
If I ever decide to pull rank and say, everybody get your shit. In fact, you know what? Don't even get your shit, because I'm throwing it out the door. If I ever were to pull rank like that, then what? Then everybody looking at me like, you know, oh, you wrong. You just know. How in the fuck am I wrong? Because see, now you finna piss me off.
And it's crazy because there's been a couple of times that my response and reply to that type of behavior,
right,
has been, bruh, if I'm 20, 25 feet away from you, by the time you done raise your voice and say some slick shit, I'm up in your face in my house. I said, nigga, say it again.
Right.
Please say it again. I will drag your ass up through here because this is mine. I don't stay with you.
Right. You know.
I said, raise your voice at me again in my motherfucking house and see how cold it get right after you say it.
See? Honey.
Because people found out real quick, I don't play like that. Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit.
Ooh, this self-love deck, honey. Oh, this bitch here, girl. She,
Okay, I'm going to bed.
I know, this a holler, honey. I'm like, oh, girl, this deck of cards. Hell.
I told you.
only did 2 questions.
I told you that this is a powerful, powerful tool. We need this to do.
Ooh, I'm trying to find Mr. Ace Metaphor, honey. If y'all out there listening, send him this particular clip, honey. I need Ace Metaphor right here. Okay, I need Ace Metaphor right here.
Powerful tool.
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I really want to do that, and I want to bring the clergy from my church in. And I'm gonna tell you one reason I want to bring them in. Not only for spiritual guidance and power and knowledge of their walk, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mixed in with ours, because I believe that the 2 worlds come together, and there's no degree walking this planet or ever created that can doggone handle the intelligence in that room.
Right.
But the second reason is I want them to be introduced to it and see how much of a powerful tool that could be for something like we did tonight for those young adults.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Imagine having a young adult meeting and you pull a card.
Right. And this is only 4 of the decks. I don't have the whole set yet. I don't have the whole set yet because they have an all women's version and carrying out. Yeah, I don't have them all yet. Okay. But I'm going to get the other ones.
Like, to be honest with you, that's a perfect segue for shooting a Valentine's show on the couch at Milan.
Hey, we'll talk.
Right.
Right now, let me let these folks go home. Listen, sweeties, we want to thank you guys for coming on up with us this evening. Okay, and doing what you do, okay, for us, which is loving on us the way that you do, honey. And thank you for loving us and showing your support, liking, subscribing, sharing, and carrying on. And because you love us, honey, we're going to ask you, honey, to go tell all of your friends to come over here and love us and like, subscribe, and just share, honey. Tell them all, honey. Come on over here and give us that love. But if you hate us, darling, if you hate us, then you can take all of this love, honey, give it to your motherfucking enemies and tell them to like, subscribe, and share. Because remember, honey, everything that we're doing over here, any way, shape, style, form, or fashion, darling, will move forward. 3 the Hard Way, the syndicate, honey, is doing our thing, honey. We're building, and we got some exciting things coming for the next year. For 2022, y'all know what my motto is, right? Making it do what I tell it to do, honey, in 2022.
And in this show, I want to end it by sharing with the world a new business venture, which I have not shared with you yet.
Okay.
That you're going to be a part of.
Okay.
Yeah. KES. Kingdom Elite Security Services.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I got people working on it right now for bonding and licensure and everything. To the top. High-end clients. Transportation.
All right, for Kingdom Elite. How about that? All right. Well, see what I'm saying? We got some exciting things coming down the pipeline, honey. So listen, I want you guys to do your thing, honey. You may finish all of your crumpets, my darling, because the tea has been dished. And you've been dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meech and the big guy ally over here. That's Big Red. Listen, I want y'all to keep Aunt Nikki up in your prayers. This girl she's been paralyzed, and she can't really move. I talked to her today because she's supposed to be going home, because she has doctor's appointments and carrying on, but she said she hasn't been able to move, and she was worse since the last time that I went around there to go see her. So y'all hold her up, because we got to see what's wrong. We're hoping it's not her going into sickle cell crisis. So keep her together, and we'll see what's going on. We'll see if she's going to be able to get in with us tomorrow for what I said Sundays, and then we're going to move on from there. So until then, and in the meantime, honey, we thank you, we love you, and on that note, honey, woohoo! And scene.